Well, we've done it. Welcome to Bit Different.
Woohoo!
I'm Cetine.
And I'm Rob.
And this is a brand new podcast that is basically about video games, nerd shit, just fun stuff we like to talk about.
With the queer twist.
Yes, you gotta have that queer twist. It's like the lemon.
So yeah, welcome to episode 1, to the beginning.
All right. Anything going on in your life? Worth mentioning?
Well, you know, I just started doing this podcast with someone.
Oh shit.
And so far I feel like it's going pretty well.
Yeah, what do you think about the co-host?
I think she's pretty cool.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I met her once.
Pretty. She's very tall.
She sounds hot.
Oh, she is.
Sweet.
Yeah. How about you? Anything new going on in your world?
I have been dating around a little bit, which is nice. I wasn't going to do any dating apps this first quarter of the year, but I couldn't resist.
Just for the quarter of the year.
You know, a girl gets lonely sometimes. So I started OkCupid, and I met somebody who's nice, but we'll see how it goes.
Well,
and
nice.
then the rain is crazy right now.
Seriously, Los Angeles is not Los Angeles anymore. By the way, that's where we record this.
Yes. Part of the world.
And LA has been rainy. And I found out that my car apparently has some sort of small leak or somewhere where it's gathering water in a tail light. And whenever I'm at like a stop sign and I gun it, you can hear water sloshing in like the trunk.
And my car has something similar with its the camera that when you back up, it you can see behind you, but it's like this blur. It's like there's water inside the lens.
Condensation or something, just like in the lens.
And all you see is like a blur of lights behind you.
Well, I don't have a camera in the back of my car, so you still have more of the vision back there than I do.
Well, you know how we do.
You fancy.
So what were your favorite games of 2016 yesteryear?
Yeah, I love that like episode 1 is like a recap of the year that we weren't doing this.
Yeah, right.
Well, as you know, and anyone who follows me on, or anyone's friends with me on Facebook knows, I keep track of my games that I finished throughout the year. And last year I broke a record. I finished...
Woohoo!
Thank you.
Yes.
The story portion of 44 games last year.
Jesus Christ.
And by far, Bloodborne was technically like a 2015 game, but I continued playing it through 2016 when I platinumed it, so it continues to be like a favorite.
So I've never played Bloodborne. What are, if you could say 3 great things about it?
The style of it is just fucking cool. It's kind of like Lovecraftian and gothic horror. It's gorgeous. No game looks like it. The challenge is real, and that's part of the fun. When you overcome that challenge, you get this just immense sense of satisfaction. And then also, if you do it right, the co-op on it is really, really satisfying. And like the way that I did a lot of it by myself or playing with strangers, which is fun and also nerve-wracking. But my last 7 hours of the game, I did at a friend's house where we had multiple TVs, multiple PS4s, and we all just, because there's no local co-op in games, it feels like, anymore. So we had to do basically the equivalent of online co-op locally.
You kept it old school, but new school.
Oh yeah, 1 foot in each. And we ended up playing from 11 p.m. until about 5 a.m. to sort of get the final trophies for the platinum, which was amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I hear great things about it. I think I'd freak the fuck out because games like that tend to scare me. So, but I don't know. I did Diablo and games like that, so maybe it's just like a more advanced version of Diablo.
Well, and it's tricky and it's scary, like in that just because everything has such risk assigned to it. Like if one enemy hits you hard enough, it'll stagger you, and then next thing you know, they hit you twice more and you're dead.
You need lots of skill, basically. You gotta plan out your attack,
or just a lot of patience. So that's like an old favorite. But I guess officially last year, I was thinking about it, and like last year was the year of the single sitting game for me, which were like games I played through just in a single sitting, and they were great. Like I don't mind a short game, and especially when it's like nice and tight and has a really great sort of arc and gets everything it wants to accomplish done in like 3 or 4 hours. And so like I had a handful of favorites from last year, and they were all single sitting games. Oxenfree, which is like, you know, an adventure title with amazing dialogue. FIREWATCH, which is a first-person adventure exploration game with amazing dialogue and a great story. Inside, which is a sort of 2D side-scroller, light puzzle elements.
With zero dialogue.
Yeah. Moody as hell with a very kind of ambiguous ending. And Virginia, which is a first-person, like, 2-hour experience, complete with, like, sort of these jump cuts as if you're watching a movie. It just expects you to fill in the gaps. And
that's more like a true crime or
it's like X-Files
mystery.
meets Twin Peaks, a lot of people said it was.
Okay.
And it has, like, sorry, I keep hitting the table. And it has, like, some of the most, like, amazing music of last year. And
yeah, I did hear that one had a good soundtrack.
Oh, it's so good.
Can you tell me a little bit about FIREWATCH, though? Is that supposed to be a creepy game?
No, it's not.
It's just cute.
Yeah, it's it has a lot of feeling. It has a lot of heart. It has its art design was by Ollie Moss, who is he doesn't need me to plug him. He's fucking cool. And but yeah, like he did the art direction, I think, for the game. And it's in the game it starts off with a sort of like choose your own adventure kind of thing where it asks you a bunch of questions and you have to choose these things, and it just kind of establishes a backstory for you. I don't even know if it really affects the rest of the game, but it certainly grounds you in the character. And like Todd is my husband, by the way, just for context, for all the times I will mention
Love
him.
Todd.
Yeah, he's also very tall.
Yes.
Everyone's tall, though.
Everyone's tall.
But like, he was judging a lot of my decisions, and harshly at that. Anyway, so you play first person. This is a guy named Henry, and he's running away from his life, basically, in that he takes up a position as a man in a tower who's part of a fire watch for a national park. And your only real relationship in the game to speak of is via walkie-talkie with a woman named Delilah. And you like don't actually get to see her, you just hear her, and the game takes place over over a period of time. And as it goes on, like you're for the most part always alone, and you are sent off to go find out what these teens are up to. But the whole time, like, you're having this conversation via walkie-talkie, and you're building this very real relationship, so to speak, with this woman, and all she is a voice. And you know that she might be running from something too, because she sounds kind of damaged, and you know that you're kind of fucked up. It's really good, and it's really touching. And like, Henry is voiced by Rich Summers from Mad Men.
Okay, yeah.
And it doesn't surprise me at all that game is like nominated for a ton of awards for both like character performance and art design and just narrative. It's fantastic.
Sounds like the Moonrise Kingdom version of Her.
That's actually a really interesting comparison there. But yeah, it is sort of twee, which is very sort of Wes Anderson-y.
The art design is beautiful in that. Like, the way everything looks is gorgeous.
Because yeah, it's not realistic, but it's certainly it's stylized with like detail, but also like it's kind of simple. So how's about you? What was your 2016 year in gaming like?
Oh, I've been playing a lot of this little game you probably never heard of called Uncharted 4.
I'm sorry, what?
Uncharted 4.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, in this episode, I'm obsessed with the Uncharted franchise. Just to start off with, I've played each of them at least 3 times, I believe, except this one. I've only played once, the newest one. And I think Naughty Dog has some really fun characters, basically. When they put out a game, they put a lot of they're action, but there's a lot of dialogue, and you can really relate to these characters. I know it was supposed to launch in 2013, actually, but it just kept getting pushed back, and thank God it was finally here. In this one, though, you're searching for Captain Avery's long-lost treasure. And you're doing that because you want to save Nathan, who's the main character, Nathan Drake, his brother's Sam, from basically because he's wrapped up in these money problems with some bad people. And so you're trying to help him out. The only thing I would say is there's no Chloe in it.
Yeah.
What
But
the
they're
fuck?
fixing that, though.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I had a what the fuck moment. All you get is a letter in an attic, and I was like, that was a punch in the face until I found out.
A fateful morning in December.
Oh, in December. It was a good month. They're doing Uncharted, The Lost Legend?
I don't know what it's called. I could not tell you what
The
it's
Lost
called.
Legacy. That's
Is that it?
Yes, Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, and that one's solely based on Chloe's story. And
it'll be her and Nadine, right?
Yeah.
And I love Nadine,
Nadine's
actually.
dope.
She was a really cool character
Yeah.
to add into it. Because these might be fighting words, but it's weird. Like, I was a huge Uncharted fan for a long time.
Out.
I was a big Uncharted fan for a long time, and I don't know what it was, but between 3 and 4, a lot of my interest in it waned. And to be honest, last year I played both Uncharted 4 and Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I actually enjoyed Rise of the Tomb Raider a bunch more. And it's weird. I find overall its main story to be more forgettable, but the gameplay of it I liked a lot more. But also, like, I don't know, she works really well with a bow and arrow, and I like that.
Yeah.
And also Lara Croft is just like, she's still really human, but Uncharted 4 is stunning. No game looks like that.
I agree though that Tomb Raider was it was on par with at least number 3.
Yeah.
And number 4, I would say I do really love the multiplayer in 4 though.
Oh yeah.
Where
you
in
stream
Tomb Raider,
all the time.
I stream it all the time. I'm obsessed with it because I think it's because, well, when I'm obsessed with Chloe, the character, and I just like the little things they throw out there, like little quotes and things from the game. Little barbs. Like, gosh, what's a good one? Like, this is Chloe's world and you just live in it. That's my favorite. Or you got to dance with the one who brung you, right?
I love that. That she says that in the second game, and it's that was a great scene though.
It was so good.
When she's just reminding him not to bail on her.
I love that they have that. I hope they revisit that interest in 3. I mean, in the new one, but I hope they revisit in a way where it's like a past thing and she's moved on, but it still touches her.
Because he does seem pretty settled on, with Elena, not on her.
Oh, yeah, they're married with a child.
Oops,
if you haven't played it.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Well, to be honest, though, at this point, you probably should have played it. You've had almost a year.
Yeah, if you're a fan, you would have played it by now.
And also, it comes bundled with all PlayStation 4s at this point.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize it was supposed to come out in 2013. I didn't know that. I mean, like...
that was the original release hopeful.
Like the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is interesting. It seems like last year was the year of the games that are never coming finally getting released. Because, like, I know that there were 2 games, or one game especially, I was really looking forward to that finally came out last year, The Last Guardian. Have you had a chance to play that yet?
No, but I did get that for my brother for Christmas.
It is special. Like, did you play Eco or Shadow of the Colossus?
I played Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
And
did you like it?
I thought it was cool, but I was fucking bored.
That game is like so strange in that it is both like charming and also really kind of hard to like at times because its controls are weird and like there's it's
hard to find anything. Everything's so spread out.
Well, and it does sort of spit in the face of normal game design. And that it's just 16 I think boss encounters and that's it.
Right.
And like The Last Guardian it's a similar game, to the other Team Eco offerings. There's nothing like it. It's fascinating, and there's a lot of it. I mean, there's a lot that's been written about it already about how like there's still a lot of like weird rough edges and things that don't make sense in it, or just things that it's like how did this get finished like this? Yeah. But I don't know. I get sort of idea that since it was like 10 years in development, that maybe at one point if Sony was like, hey, you're either putting it out by this time or we're canceling it again. Because I do feel like the game could have used like another 10 months in the oven.
Are you The Last Guardian?
Yeah. But if I have a choice between like getting a game that's flawed or never getting it at all, I'll take it. It was great. Like it was still great.
They, like you said, they took forever to put that thing out. And then when they did put it out, there were billboards all over Los Angeles advertising it.
Yeah, and I was freaking out every time I drove by any of them because it didn't seem real. I can't believe that game actually came out. And like when I finally sat to play it, it was just surreal hitting, the start button on that. It was just like, what?
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then Final Fantasy 15 finally came out after 10 years in development.
I count that as a 2017 game, though. It was just so recent.
And I finished it in 2017. I finished it like a week ago.
Yeah. Well, and it's a beautiful game, too.
Absolutely. Todd had a hard time watching that one. Todd will watch me play games, and that was one he would not watch. He didn't like
bored.
He didn't like their J-pop hairstyles, and
I love that.
And
I think it's hot,
right? And yeah, so he didn't love just watching that one, but I had a good time playing it. Although the last 6 hours were real weird, but yeah, that was last year. Oh, and PlayStation VR happened.
God, there was so much that happened last year.
Yeah.
VR, that's huge.
And it was the first time we started seeing incremental updates to hardware with the Xbox One S and the PlayStation 4 Pro. Like, it was a weird hardware year.
Yeah.
But
the Google Dream.
Is Daydream? The VR headset?
Yeah, that came out. There were so many VR sets that came out.
The Vive. Oculus, and PlayStation VR.
Yes.
And Gear VR I think was already around, but it got more of a sort of placement in the market. But yeah, VR it's weird. It's a thing I did not think I would be that into, and I love it.
My first run through with the PlayStation VR was that freaking what was that? It was the preliminary tutorial to Resident Evil, I guess you could call it. It was
the kitchen demo.
The kitchen demo where you sit in the chair and this ghost woman tortures you. Mm-hmm. That was fun. I remember
shooting video of you.
Yeah,
doing that.
You can find that on my Instagram, which you don't want to see it.
Oh, come on, it's great.
Yeah. Oh, I also wanted to mention Broforce.
Oh,
obsessed.
Really?
Yeah.
I downloaded. I don't think I ever even played it because I think it was free on PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold or something.
It came out in October 2015, but I played it in 2016. So to me, it's a 16 game.
Hell, I played Watch Dogs 1 last year.
Okay.
Right before I played Watch Dogs 2, which was much better.
See.
But still, I did them both last year.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
The great thing about Broforce is it has all the elements of the old kind of those 2D side scrollers. Pixelated, reminiscent of Metal Slug and Contra.
Is it one-hit kills?
But fucking on crack. It's on crack. That game is crazy. It's not one-hit kills, but I mean, the great thing about this game is that you change your character throughout the game, and you can, and all the heroes that you're based on are 80s and 90s action heroes from the films. So there's Rambro and oh my god, there's so many weird ones. I mean, everything from Commando to Aliens, Ripley to
so they're just
Conan. I beat the game with I think it was Brave Bro from Braveheart or something stupid as shit, but it was awesome.
Well, it is fun to see that now games can sort of stop being so damn serious and just start having fun again.
Thank you. It was so fun.
Well, and it's and I guess that's part of the fun of being an adult is that there are younger people in my family and life that are gamers, and my godson is 12, I think 11 or 12, and he's at the point where only uber serious games are all that matters to him. He wants to play Call of Duty,
Uncharted.
He's not super into the Uncharted series, which surprises me.
He and I are not going to be friends.
But
Let's just start there.
Maybe he will be now. He just got a PS4 for Christmas.
Okay, good.
But he's he likes Overwatch actually, which I like Overwatch a lot also. That was a real surprise for me of last year. Mm-hmm. But he loves Call of Duty, he likes Assassin's Creed, he likes Halo. And at this point I don't think he would ever even consider playing a game say Ratchet and Clank. Oh. Cuz it looks like it's a game for kids. But
so good.
Yeah, it's first off gorgeous, second fun, third really funny.
It has the best sound effects ever. When you collect those bolts.
Oh my!
It's the most satisfying sound ever.
Oh my god! All I want to do is break boxes and collect bolts all day.
All day.
All day.
Plus, I know Ratchet is an animal, a lummox or whatever.
Ratchet is adorable.
But I would totally date him. The hottest furry I've ever seen in my life.
Lombaxes in general are kind of adorable. Even the old Lombax from an earlier Ratchet and Clank game. I can't remember which one. But like, yeah, he's a little bit like sort of like a daddy Lombax, and he's kind of hot too for like a furry animal.
Yeah,
I just love his little tail.
I love his voice.
Oh,
he's so sexy.
It's funny. Well, I mean, did you play Final Fantasy X?
Yeah.
The main character is Ratchet. Like, it's the same voice actor, and he's not doing a different voice.
Maybe that's why I like that game too.
I love that all of his clothes are like half of other clothes. He's wearing like pants on one side and shorts on the other. Like, yeah, I don't know what to do with that, but it's kind of fascinating.
Well, that was on the verge of the fashion revolution right there.
Yeah.
We had issues.
Jinko on one side.
Yeah. We had issues for a moment, but we're fine now. Yeah. So, well, currently I'm playing Doom. And it's hard because it's constant running. It's a marathon that never ends.
Did you figure out what mission you're on, number-wise?
I'm out of hell, back in hell. You're basically hell on earth. And you're just trying to close that hellhole of a butthole.
Oh, I loved Doom so much.
Yeah. Why?
Well, it's just a good shooter. Like, I don't play first-person shooters that aren't like I typically don't play first-person shooters that aren't more narrative-driven, like BioShock, or even like
BioShock was dope.
Yeah, but no, BioShock's amazing. No, I love BioShock.
Yeah,
but like if I'm gonna do a first-person shooter, it's usually like, oh, I have like, you know, a spell in one hand and a gun in the other, and like it's going to try to wow me with its story by the time it's done. Doom was straight up just heavy metal action. Yeah. From start to finish, and the purity of its message is so admirable. It just was fun. I had such a good time with it.
And thank God it's a very smooth game.
Oh, if that game had frame rate troubles, it would be the worst.
Yeah, because it's all about speed and just running away and hoping you hit someone.
Yep, and those finishing moves. Gotta get that ammo back.
Yes. I am very pleased to see the return of the BFG in it, though.
Oh my God, it's hilarious when that thing goes off. Everyone just dies. Like, it's
so satisfying. There's so many satisfying moments in that game.
Well, and like, did you play Doom 3?
I did.
Because like, I liked Doom 3 a lot. I didn't finish it.
I don't remember it. I remember Quake.
Well, it's like Doom 3 a lot of people had problems with because you had a choice of either like flashlight or weapon. You couldn't do both. Like in a dark space, you had a flat. You could either see or you could shoot, but you couldn't see what you're shooting at. I thought that was cool because it was fucking terrifying. But a lot of people didn't love that.
They weren't fans of blind fire.
And they fixed that in it's not Doom 4, just Doom 2016.
Doom. It's Doom.
Doom.
Brand new.
Yeah. No, I liked it a lot. I'm glad that game's getting a lot of love. Like, it's interesting seeing like a lot of top 10 lists right now. Yeah, like Doom is like all over them. And it's kind of nice. I'm glad like Firewatch and Inside got a lot of love too.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 got a lot of love.
Yeah. Titanfall 2 is great too. I haven't played it. Titanfall 2 is a game that I haven't downloaded yet, but it's in my PlayStation store. I just got to put the code in because somebody who watches me stream, they gave me the code for it.
That's very generous and very cool.
No, I also got like the season pass from Battlefront.
What?
I know. People loved me this year. I don't know why.
I need to start streaming more.
Right?
I also need to be much prettier while I do it.
Love.
But, you know, I'll work on that.
Just wear like a purple wig.
I'll just wear a low-cut shirt. I'm sure some people are into like furry cleavage.
Oh my God, I know I am. Yes. Let those babies fly out. One game, though, I didn't really care for that I tried, and This War of Mine, Little Ones.
Oh, yeah.
A little too real, a little too sad, a little too much effort that I didn't want to put into saving these people that I really didn't care about.
I tried playing just the regular This War of Mine, not the Little Ones expansion, on my iPad, and after like a handful of in-game days, I was just too depressed to keep going. I had to stop.
Yeah. I don't want to spend a whole game scavenging and hoping to save my family because they're dying of, what is it called when you get cut by like a nail or something?
Oh, tetanus?
Tetanus.
I didn't know you could get tetanus in that. Tetanus just give you lockjaw. Right? Isn't that what most people get from tetanus?
Doesn't it go straight? I think it goes straight to your heart and kills you.
Oh, I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
Well, I will tell you. I've played doctor once or twice.
Oh.
And I know a thing or two about tetanus.
Please tell me that's in your online dating profiles.
Well, it will be now.
Yeah.
I'll add it.
Revisions needed.
Yeah, how about you? What are you playing?
Right now, I am playing a game from, I think it's from 2015. I'm playing Hand of Fate. And I think the next game, next big AAA title I'm going to do is going to be Neo. Be a Hand of Fate. It's kind of fascinating. And the person who initially told me about it was Travis, your brother.
Oh.
And back in the day when Travis and I worked together, every morning, people made fun of us at the office because...
That's how we met, by the way.
Yes, we met through Travis.
My brother and Rob worked together, and we became friends ever since. And that was 3 years ago?
No, oh my God, that was almost 6 years.
Shut the front door and call it a day. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, oh my God, actually, it's almost exactly because I started at that job on Martin Luther King Jr. Day 6 years ago. And
wow.
Let the record show that it is 3 days after Martin Luther King Jr. Day of this year. But Travis and I hit it off immediately because we're both nerds. Mm-hmm.
And you thought he was a hot nerd.
Oh, well, he's a pretty man.
Yes. My brother is a pretty man.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
Good beard, too. Mm-hmm. Every day when I got into work, I would call him, and we would meet in the kitchen, where he would get his second cup of coffee because he got in crazy early, and I would get my iced tea, and we would just talk about what we played the night before or what we watched or whatever, and everyone made fun of me and Travis for having our little bro date in the morning to talk about the night before.
Oh, I love it.
But
how scandalous for
both,
The Office.
Oh yeah, but we both consumed so much media that there was always something new to talk about. It was great. And he told me about Hand of Fate a long time ago, and I never played it. And so I started playing it recently, and it's great. Have you heard at all about it, or do you know anything about it?
No.
It's kind of fascinating. There's you're playing against a evil fortune teller type guy who reads tarot card type things, and what happens is you have a deck of cards of various equipment and stuff like that, and the way it works is you move your piece across cards that he lays out, which are your game board, so it's randomized every time. Mm-hmm. And as you play, you consume you consume food, and your health can change, and various cards can have various impact on you.
I'm already lost.
It's hard to explain, but yeah, it's basically a tabletop game.
Okay.
Until
got that much.
Until you get into combat.
Okay.
And when you get into combat, say he throws down the enemy cards you're fighting, say is a 4 of skulls. Mm-hmm. Then it cuts away to an environment. The 4 of skulls hits the ground in that environment, and 4 skeleton types come out of it.
Like a 3D, you're on an actual battlefield now.
Exactly. And in the normal video game characters of skeletons come up.
Gotcha.
And your character card hits the ground, and then whatever equipment you have, say a shield and a sword and a hat of some sort, show up. And as those cards land down, your character shows up and gets all of the gear that your cards say you should have. Mm-hmm. And then you just have a normal video game fight. And so it's this weird kind of thing where it's an action game, but it's also...
Yeah, that's quite different.
It's also a tabletop game.
Yeah.
And the rules of the combat change based on the cards you've been dealt thus far. And it's randomized. And it's really fun.
Is it difficult? It doesn't sound like it would be very difficult.
Well, I've had games where I've died real quick, and I've also had ones where I finished it with no trouble at all.
Yeah.
It is all about how the cards
lay.
How the cards lay, and then also if I'm sure even no matter how difficult of a hand you've been dealt, you can probably get through it if you're good.
Yeah. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I want to play that.
It's fun.
Yeah. So, you have the disc?
And no, it's only digital. They don't make a disc on that one.
Damn it.
And so I feel bad. I love sharing discs. I love finishing a game and handing it to somebody. But I've been trying to go more digital.
Yeah.
Trying to, anyway.
It's all about minimalistic tendencies in 2017.
Which, unfortunately, I have an entire bedroom of my apartment that is counter to that because I just have a bunch of media in one room.
Have you seen the place I live? It's a collector's junkyard. I love it.
It's my wall of records is going to just be, it's going to fall on me and kill me one day, I swear. That will be how I die. What a way to die. Right?
That'd be great.
Crushed by good music.
Oh. So, any video game crushes of 2016, 17?
It's you warned me this was coming.
Oh, I want to know who the hot video game players or characters are. That's my thing. Well, that's why I play games. It's just to look at the backsides of them and control them.
Well, it's fine. I do feel whoever is working at Naughty Dog, their character designer is either...
They have the best ass in the business.
And that character designer is either a gay man or a straight woman because they design the most attractive male characters. Like, Nathan Drake was the hottest until Joel from The Last of Us showed up.
And Joel is so fine.
Seriously, even like old and grizzled, he is super hot. But like right now, I think it's just funny because he's not really my type, but I enjoyed him. Gladio from Final Fantasy 15. Well, like
I knew it.
All the other ones are a bunch of children. Like they look like children.
Yeah.
And Gladio is this big burly dude with cool
his shirt
tattoos.
open the whole time.
And like he's got cool tattoos that look like almost like feathers or something. I don't really know. Like he's kind of black swanning it with the tattoos.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just like
he's got like a 16-pack going on.
Oh yeah, and he's and also like apparently like my type was never big people like big guys, but you know he's like the biggest of all of them, and you know I'm married to a tall guy now, so.
And you know what's funny is usually the tall guys go for the shorter spouses.
Well, so and like which is so like not what I was expecting because like Todd and I both broke rules for each other. My rule was no one over 5'6", and his rule was no one under 6 feet. And
5'6".
Yeah,
I have shoes taller than that.
I like short people. I think we're adorable. Because yeah, I'm 5'4" and Todd is 6'7". So yeah, we both broke some rules there because I missed his goal by 8 inches, and he destroyed mine by 1 foot and 1 inch.
Well, I am 6'3", 6'4"-ish, so I'm super huge.
Yeah, when you're in heels.
But you know what I notice? Yeah, straight guys who typically are who I date. Go figure. No, but they all usually go for the shorter girls, and like the shorter guys go for the taller girls. And I don't know what. Maybe it's just because like if you're that short, every girl's taller than you, so it really doesn't fucking matter.
That could be it.
Maybe. But yeah, the taller guys, they really like a petite package, and I am not that, so.
Well, and also, I mean, like, it could be a confidence thing where, like, you know, maybe some people feel they need to overpower or whatever. That's a weird word for it, but.
I mean, it's
like,
a great word for it.
Back when I dated girls, so many of them were.
Say what?
What scandal?
I never even
really?
Before transitioning. No, I never.
Well.
Oh, actually, I lied. It was like so junior high bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Like I think we kissed once situation.
Back when I dated girls, my first girlfriend was really weirded out about how short I was because like I went into high school at like 4'10", maybe 4'11", and she was already I think like 5'3", 5'4". She was tall. And she hated how short I was. But she got over it.
She punched you, didn't she?
No.
She made you even shorter.
just
knocked
bam,
you on the
pound
head.
on the top of the head like a cartoon.
Whack-a-mole.
Exactly. Just drove me right into the floor. But then like my girlfriend through most of high school, she was actually shorter than me. Because like I was 5'4", she was...
Kylie Minogue.
Well, she was like 5'2", I'd say maybe 5'3", and but the problem was as soon as she wore heels, she got taller than me, and so she always like she never wanted to be taller than me. She always chose to wear flats, which I felt bad. I wanted her to be able to wear heels. I didn't mind her being taller than me, but you know, for prom photos and stuff, it was always like, all right, I'm gonna take my shoes off now because I want the photo to look right. And I'm like, it looked fine, but whatever. That's her deal.
Yeah, screw her.
Well, she's married to someone taller than her now. It's fine.
Well, super screw her then. Yeah, I'm holding out for it. Like I just dated somebody who was 6'7", and that was it was magical that he was 6'7", but that's about it. So
like, do you want someone taller than you?
You know, I like to feel petite a little bit. I don't mind somebody shorter than me. It's just I think it's a confidence thing. Mm-hmm. If I don't feel they're confident, I don't feel like they're strong enough to be able to handle somebody of my situation.
You should be dating a confident man
anyway.
You. Short, tall, no matter what. Like, if they're not confident, they're probably not worth dating.
They're the worst. But you know
Insecure
what?
Messes.
119% of men in Los Angeles, no matter what they do, are insecure.
Well,
so
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if a ton of men in the city have, like, eating disorders and stuff, because they're all actors and trying to...
They're all metro.
Yeah.
It's magical.
Seriously,
I love looking at them, but I do not want to date them.
I'm less metro than most people in Los Angeles. I will rock a neck beard for, like, a solid week before, like, I know I'm seeing a client, and I'm like, fine, I'll shave the neck beard.
If I must, I must.
As I, like, completely lean into nerd tendencies.
My crush. Okay, I have two. I have a girl crush first.
Oh, yes.
Because I just have to say, Chloe has the best ass in the business.
She does. She even says in Uncharted 2, you're going to miss this ass.
Oh, I missed it ever since Uncharted 2. But now she's coming back with ass for days in her own game. But yeah, Chloe is my girl crush. But I will say my crush right now is still Nathan Drake. He's a classic.
Well, and it's so funny.
And he never disappoints.
Well, like the character design has changed so much in the time that like those games has happened.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Nathan Drake? Like of the 4 games, do you have a favorite?
I think Uncharted. I want Uncharted 2's face with Uncharted 4's ass.
Okay, then that seems like a fair assessment. Yeah, like Uncharted 2 is my favorite Nathan. And because I didn't like how in Uncharted 3, everyone got eyes that were sort of clear.
Yeah, they're very cartoony.
Yeah, and then in 4, he's just kind of old.
Well, he looks good old, too.
He does. But like he looks too much like a normal person. He actually looks kind of cartoony in 2, and I thought he was perfect being semi-cartoony. God, so both your crushes are straight up like Uncharted characters.
Well, Naughty Dog has given me the...
Yeah, their character design is on point.
Yes, I'm in heat when I play those games. Maybe that's why people like to watch me stream those games. Yeah.
Okay, I think we figured something out here.
I know. Well, I've already known it. I'm just admitting it.
Well, I've learned something today.
Any games you look forward to in the near future?
I am crazy excited about the next 3 months.
Okay.
It's
just spit through them.
Yeah, quick rapid fire. Here we go. Resident Evil 7.
Gorge.
Neo. Nier. 2 very similar titles. Nier is a sequel to a game that came out for last gen that was really strange but had some interesting ideas. The new one's being developed by Platinum Games, who did Bayonetta. And there's a demo on PlayStation 4, which you should download right now. It's called Nier Automata, and it's fucking great. For Honor, I'm excited about, because I love a Ubisoft title.
Yes.
And what else? South Park Fractured Butthole is at the end of March.
Is that my history?
Although I'm not looking forward to sharing the system.
Fractured Butthole, that's what it's called?
It's called the Fracture. It's basically, imagine it needs punctuation. The Fractured Butt Hole, as in complete. Yeah.
So quirky.
Oh, yeah. The Fractured Butthole.
They're so punny.
Will be great, I imagine, because Stick of Truth was fantastic. And then the other biggie is Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
I'm so excited about that thing.
That's a big one.
Pre-ordered my system, pre-ordered my Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That looks cool.
Gimme. Although it is... it's gonna be that thing though. Todd doesn't play a lot of games, but he will play any Legend of Zelda, any God of War, any Uncharted, or Tomb Raider. And whenever any of those come out,
it's got good taste.
Whenever those come out, though,
you don't get to play.
It will. We have to sort of have a rule. He plays during the day when I'm at work. I play at night when I'm at home, and he needs to make enough progress to where I can actually make progress.
You got to save a marriage.
Exactly. It's a very delicate balance that we've hit. How about you? What are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to, and I don't know how far into the future these games are. I know this one's in the near next March. Mass Effect. Bleh, I can't even speak. I'm so excited. I'm drooling. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yes, I completely forgot. That's 3/2/1, March 21st. Andromeda looks fucking cool.
Stellar.
Well, and it's gonna be weird not having Commander Shepard.
I know.
But I imagine
Commander Shepard.
Are you gonna play as another badass bitch, another crazy renegade?
Her name's Sarah. You get to choose between 2, Sarah or not Alec. What's the name of the other one? I had it written down somewhere. Scott Ryder. They're siblings. You choose one of the 2.
Are you going to be playing as Sarah and you're going to make her into a badass like you did your Commander Shepard?
God, my Commander Shepard was so hot because she was in the likeness of moi, primarily.
But she was kind of crazy though, right? Wasn't she pushing people through windows and stuff? You were kind of a renegade.
She was literally like me. She had a little bit of a temper. You just don't push her too far. But yeah, she was hot. Did you see me push something through a window?
No, but you told me about it. I think right when I met you, you had just been like, "Oh yeah, I just totally knocked me out the window." And I was just and at the time, I don't think I had played. That was Mass Effect 2.
Yeah,
I think I had not played it yet. And after hearing everyone talk about how much they loved Mass Effect 2 at work, I decided to play through Mass Effect 1 and then 2 and then 3.
Yeah, I never played 1. I heard it was you could just start with 2 and keep going.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
1 was interesting, had some cool ideas. Inventory management sucked. Combat wasn't great. 2 was, I think, the best of the original of the trilogy.
Yeah, I agree.
3 wasn't bad, but 2 was
3 was a great just continuation of 2, I thought. And most people hated the ending.
I didn't mind it that much.
Which I didn't mind either. I thought it was fine.
Well, and to be honest,
sometimes you got to make decisions.
Yeah, and sometimes like game designers are allowed to make a decision, and you have to fucking live with it.
Yeah, it's like a story.
It's their story, and you are just playing through it.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be up to you.
Right.
So curious, when you played, so you had FemShep.
Yeah.
Who did you romance? Or did you romance?
I did romance. I romanced, and I can't remember her name.
Describe.
I said her. I already gave it away. She was the one on the bridge who is your right-hand man. In 3.
3. What she look like?
She kind of... Oh, I also romanced what's her face in number 1, who is like your... She looked like me. She was dark and beautiful, and she was with the bad team the whole time until you kind of turned her... Oh. What is her name?
Oh my god. Not Miranda.
Miranda.
Oh, was it Miranda?
Yes.
I didn't know Miranda could go gay.
Well, she flirts with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was... I didn't realize that, like, FemShep was the better shepherd to play as.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't realize that, like, Jennifer Hale, like, fucking killed it on the VO game. And so I played it as just the normal man shepherd.
But
and
man shepherd has a cute can.
Yeah, I played as like normal shepherd with normal, even with the default face. I was just
boo.
Well, every time I tried to customize his face, he looked like a monster.
Oh.
So I was just like, fine, I'll go with the face that I know isn't broken. And unfortunately, I ended up romancing Ashley in the first game. And I didn't even mean to. She literally showed up at my door and was like, hey, big boy. And I was like, no, thank you. And then and we didn't even sleep together. Like, it didn't happen. And then in Mass Effect 2, I still had a fucking picture of Ashley on my dresser. And I was like, oh, they think I'm dating her. And so I technically cheated on the person I never agreed to date with Tali. And I love Tali.
I love Tali too, and guess who I lost at the end of Mass Effect 2?
No!
It was the most dramatic.
Oh, God.
Because you don't get to play as her in 3 if you lose her in 2.
Oh, shit.
So I was fucked.
Because, oh my God.
Because she has a great storyline in 3.
Well, and I loved her. Like, she was, like, my favorite. And then in 3, I fully intended to continue with Tali. But unfortunately, then I met the character of Steve? Like the character's name is. He's a mechanic down in like the bay with all the equipment. And
I play with him too. He's doing the push-ups or the.
No, that's the angry guy voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr.
Fuck you, Freddie Prinze Jr. Really?
He voiced him. Yeah, he was like the crazy like super butch dude.
So hot. I tried to bed him so many times, it just didn't work out.
The other guy that's near him, Steve, he's a gay character, and his backstory was so compelling, and I enjoyed him as a character so much that I broke Tali's heart and ended up hooking up with him. And I didn't feel bad about it, but like kind of I did. It was really weird. It was one of those strange things where I was like, wow, this is like, I never thought I would care that much about in-game relationships.
You get emotional. You know, I was actually playing the Mass Effect games at a really emotional / traumatizing point in my life where I needed like that storyline to like kind of like push me through. And so that's maybe why I have such a connection to it.
God, I hope Andromeda lives up to it.
Right.
And that's a lot.
Well, I'm already, you know what? I already am like, okay, no Commander Shepard, so
is kind of
I've gone
fresh
past
start.
it. Yeah. I think we'll be fine. And of course, Travis worked on it a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can probably talk about that more later.
Yeah, we're going to have him on our cast eventually, so he can tell all about the cool things he can actually talk about.
Seriously. And yeah, it's high time he's done a podcast because the man has some interesting things to say. He's an interesting dude, and I did a podcast for 2 years and somehow never invited him because I'm a monster.
You are kind of a monster, but now you're my monster.
Yay!
Oh, and one other game though that I just discovered today, and it's called, and I'm going to butcher this, but Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, Call of Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Yes.
I'm going to shit my brains out.
I have not watched the trailer for that yet.
Fucking scary.
I bookmarked it today and I was like, I need to watch that trailer. Because there was a Call of Cthulhu game for the original Xbox, 10 years ago, something like that.
Really?
Yeah, but and I hear it was interesting. And so that trailer kind of came out today.
Yeah, well, there's a trailer that came out today, and it's kind of looks like in the vein of Layers of Fear.
Ooh. Did you play Layers of Fear?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I played with Travis. We beat it together.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, and I hear the one for the Google Dream Fuck.
Daydream? I
Yeah,
think it is.
thank you. I hear it's really good too.
Well, have you heard of this? There's an AR game for your phone called Night Terrors.
I couldn't fucking do that.
I have not played it.
Slept in weeks.
I just heard about it. My boss actually told me about it.
I don't think I could do that.
It is a game where it fires up the camera on your phone and you walk through your apartment at night and it puts things in it.
Hell no.
On the screen.
No. There's like a YouTube video, like one of those games. It's like a short film, and it's about this girl who's taking selfie. Oh, I'm so cute. Selfie in her house. It's nighttime, and she's cute. She takes a selfie, and she sees this shadowy figure in the back. And she's like, that's weird. Does another one. It's closer. And closer and closer. Until, well, you just have to see it.
That sounds terrible.
It's fucking frightening as all fuck.
I love horror stuff so much, and I do sort of feel like with Resident Evil 7, it will be like every survival horror game for me, in that I will buy it at full price. I will play it for like 2 or 3 hours, get to a good save point, and say like, oh, I'll come back later. And I never will.
You get too scared.
I never will.
I never finished Dead Space, the first one, for that same very reason.
I finished Dead Space by playing it in the daylight, using TV sound instead of surround sound. And this is probably the weirdest thing, at my mother's house while I was doing laundry many years ago. Like, I literally took my Xbox to my mom's house because I was like, you know what? This place is non-threatening. There's sunlight pouring in everywhere. And I played Dead Space while my mom was like walking through being like, honey, do you need something? So like the mood was shot and I actually got to play the game.
Yeah, you could get through it.
Because otherwise I couldn't have.
With the scary VR games, like I have to keep, if you have a headset, I have to keep one ear in reality because I get too engrossed and I might have a heart attack.
With the VR stuff, like games like Thumper and stuff, I'll play with my headset on. Or like even Job Simulator or I Expect You to Die, like goofy stuff. Yeah. But yeah, like Rush of Blood or anything horror, I actually just use my normal stereo for that. Like I'm not doing the headphones.
Around there.
What else? I'm still convinced that Todd at one point is going to like grab me while I play VR, and I did tell him that is against the rules. Like you
will get slapped.
Yeah, you are not to touch anyone, not just me. You are not to touch anyone when they are under the visor because that's just not fair. They can't defend themselves.
That's amazing. Oh, I can't wait to play some more scary VR games though.
Because yeah, we have like a rule at work. Whenever someone's in VR, like you have to like announce yourself loudly and like you're not allowed to really like interfere or like grab someone. Because
it's like the Matrix. You don't pull the plug before they're out of the Matrix or you fucking kill them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not cool.
Well, awesome.
I think that's a pretty good first episode.
I mean, I think we're pretty fucking cool.
Right? This one went a little longer than normal. I think we're not aiming for this length all the time.
No, this was a special premiere issue.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is like September issue of Vogue. You get it once a year, maybe.
Is that a thing? Is that the fat one?
That's the fat one. It's always the September issue.
I could not have told you that.
Well,
I'm a terrible gay.
The worst.
Yeah, Todd would have known that.
No, he's cool. Well, that's basically it. But be sure to check us out on Twitter. It's brand new, so we're just starting it out. It's at BitDifferent. I'm sorry, I already fucked it up.
Let's start this over.
At BitDiff DIFF podcast PODCAST.
I'm following right now.
Oh my god, you might be your first one because I just did it like an hour ago.
We had 5 followers already.
Shut the front door.
Let me see who they are. I don't know who any of them are.
Oh, I hope it's probably Bethesda and
it's all the important people. Know it. To be honest, none of them seem like bots.
Oh.
So far. I'm not seeing any like busty Russians.
I don't have any posts though. How could anybody be following us?
I'm guessing people are looking up like gaming podcasts. Like there's some people like
oh my gosh.
We have a girl from Ireland who is a girl gamer.
I'm obsessed.
Who's already like
she's in for it.
She's follower number 2. Congratulations, Cindy Andrews.
Cindy, I love you, Cindy Andrews.
This is our first shout out, by the way.
Yes. Oh, and also, it's not up yet, but I'm going to do the Instagram. So by the time this airs, which is soon, Yes.
Hopefully we can get the same username.
Yes, BitDiff Podcast. I'm sure there is no BitDiff Podcast on Instagram.
And do we want to give our personal stuff, or is that a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Just in case?
Go for it.
I am on Twitter at FastDanger, spelled as it would be. It's a reference to a shitty Russian rapper. It's an old college joke that just sort of stuck with me. And I'm on Instagram at Mr. Gladstone, all spelled out. So Mr. is Mister Gladstone. I don't do a whole lot on there, but I'm trying to be better. I just got a new phone with a lot more storage.
Twitter is a harsh beast.
Right? Like, I just got a new phone with a bunch of storage, though, so I'm trying to be better about, like, Snapchatting and Instagramming and
it's
all sorts of stupid shit like that. So, yeah, so follow us. And do you want to do your personal?
Yeah, I'm at Cetine the Dream, CETINETHEDREAM.
Well done.
Thank you. And that's both Twitter and Instagram.
I was fucking pissed, by the way, that Mr. Gladstone, which is like my general username,
forever,
was not available on Snapchat or on Twitter. And I checked.
And you do not want to put numbers.
And I checked. The Mr. Gladstone, who has that account on Twitter,
Official.
hasn't tweeted in fucking years.
Didn't you hate that?
Oh, God. It's the worst. But whatever. God. Fuck that guy. Whoever he is. I'm guessing his last name is actually probably Gladstone, which mine is not. So maybe he earned it.
I guess he did earn it. He's probably 80. Oh, hopefully he's still alive.
I was going to say, hopefully he'll die soon and I can have it.
Oh, you're such a bitch.
He lives a long time. It's fun.
Well, thank you.
Woo!
And this is weekly, so we are going to do this weekly.
Yeah. Get out there and play some games. Hit us up on the twits.
Yeah, on the twits. Oh, I'm also just Cetine, Cetine, on Twitch, if you want to watch me play some games.
Oh, yeah, and I'm Mr. Gladstone, like everywhere else, except on Facebook, or except on Twitter. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I am Mr. Gladstone on Twitch. I don't stream very much, but I'm trying to be better about it.
Do it.
Well, I streamed all of Virginia when I played through it in my single sitting, and I had like
1 follower.
Maybe like at most at one point I had like 4, and that was like for maybe 30 seconds.
But you know why? Because nobody's ever heard of Virginia before.
I know. That's why I figured people might watch.
It
didn't work out.
That's tricky.
Yeah.
That's very tricky.
Like, if you're the only one streaming Virginia, people might watch. But also, if no one's heard of it, no one will watch. It's a catch-22.
And it's a slower game.
It's a vicious cycle. Anywho, yeah. Right. Thank you for listening.
Chowsies.
Bye.